This jig right here, it's called the Black Widow. It's a 3 32nd ounce marabou jig, with black marabou, and I painted the head red on it. I'm going to show you a technique on how we fish these. We're on beaver tailwaters right here, which are the three systems between beaver and below Table Rock and Bull Shoals. This is the smallest, and there's still some good fish in here though. So fishing a 6.5 foot ultralight St. Croix. Actually, it's not an ultralight, it's a light action rod, but the extra length on it gives some pretty good whip on the rod, which you need when you're jigging this thing. And throwing 2-pound line. It's Leland Lures SOS trout magnet line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast it out into the current and hopefully catch a fish, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'll cast it out and let it hit. I'll click my bail over it and reel down my slack and let that jig free fall, and then just give it a pop. And when I pop it, or after I pop it, I reel back down, let it sink, and then pop it again. That's the action that it gives, and it's not a big jerk with your arm or anything like that. It's your wrist and your elbow all at the same time. And what's happening is when that jig pops up like that, basically you're setting the hook every time, and 99% of the time when you hook these fish, they're hooked in the top lip because those fish are coming down on that jig as it spirals down. And like I said, the action on this jig is it's different, it's unique because it does spiral down, and the reason is because the head's different. There's a lot of jigs that are out there, and some of them have flat heads and some of them have round heads, but usually they're pretty much the same on either side. Where mine, it's tapered on one side, and then it's rounded on the other. So cast it out, let it hit, click your bail, let it sink on its own, and then just pop it, just like that. Reel down, let it sink, pop it. Reel it down, let it sink, pop it. And like I said, I'm using 2-pound line, so when I hook a fish on this, depending on how big it is, I've got my drag set enough to where it'll get the hook in the fish's mouth. But this little button right here is it's an anti-reverse button. I've got it on right now, and if I get a good one on, then I'll just flick that over so that I can back reel on these fish. And we caught them up to, I want to say up to 30 pounds, which is true, but there's only been one 30-pounder that I've caught over at Cotter about 15 years ago. But we catch a lot of 5 to 10, 12-pound browns, 10-pound rainbows. Don't catch a lot of 10-pound rainbows in Arkansas, but oh, I just had a fish on right there.
Let's see that jig.
Huh?
Let's see the jig.
The jig. That's it. That's it right there. That's the Black Widow. And as of right now, I've got probably, oh gosh, I think I've got 23 different colors that I'm tying right now, but there's an endless combination of the colors because I've got 20, I think it's 20 different colors of marabou feathers, and I can do any combination with those feathers. So there's probably upwards of 70 or 80 different types of or colors of jigs that I can throw or tie, and they come in 1 32nd ounce, 1 16th ounce, 3 32nd ounce, and 1 1/8 ounce, and depending on what kind of water you're fishing determines, of course, which size you're going to throw. So that's the technique. I mean, just let it sink. There's a fish right there. Oh, that's a good fish.
Is it?
Yeah. Nah, he's not too good. Little rainbow. So if he's fighting me, if he's a big rainbow, then here, look here. If he makes a run, then I'll back reel him like this. And so just like that. And there you go. He's not that big, so I'm gonna click this back over and bring him in. Get it from about right here. Anyway, you can see right here he's hooked in the top of the mouth. That's him right there. That's how you do it.